When a prophet speaks, you listen. Listen to the
God
prophet.
began to speak to me
Said it. You didn't
about
believe.
Biafra.
But now what?
And I'm worried.
Now what do you think? Next time when
I
he
stopped
says
somewhere
something,
last
you need to take him
month,
seriously.
and I'm going to
Just
throw a
listen.
little light on another one. And I pray that the authority concerned should listen to me. And it's a statement. Dialogue now.
You hear that?
So that you should not be knocking the door for dialogue and there's no dialogue. That's what God told me. I keep saying it. I said there is a spirit in this young man. It is bigger than
that young
what
man is rightfully
physical eye can see.
That's whom he's talking about.
I'm not an Igbo
Listen
man, I'm
to
a Yoruba
him.
man,
He
but I'm
told you
speaking
so.
as a prophet. I said, what I see in this young man is bigger than him. You see, the man, the small boy that they call him, what is inside him is bigger. It's not just an ideology, it's bigger. I said, I see an animal. Which animal did I told you last time? Huh? I said what? A what? A what? A small
Nigeria will
puppy.
experience what they have never
And I
experienced
say,
before.
I see a small puppy going
Because
forward.
now they're acting
All of
like
a
Pharaoh.
sudden,
The
I saw
Buhari
so
is
many
acting like
strange
Pharaoh.
wild
He will
animals,
never
lion,
listen.
bear,
Just watch and see
great
how
animals
Nigeria will disintegrate.
around the puppy. Then I saw the puppy look back and saw that the animals around him are so many. Suddenly the puppy, what I saw last month is different from what I'm seeing now. The puppy is developing some futures of
Yes,
wild
the
animals.
puppy have developed. Now everybody is crying. Everybody is crying.
This prophetic word
This is just the beginning.
is not to the negative. It's very important. Take the Biafra agitation serious.
Did you hear it?
Dialogue now.
They listen?
Because I see a time, doors are knocked, calls are made. People who are heady are saying we have come down, but these people are not willing to dialogue again.
The time is now.
Please,
that time is now. You see that?
redeeming the time, for the days are evil. Dialogue now. Dialogue now. I repeat it again. I'm not an Igbo man, but I'm telling you what I'm shown in the spirit. What? I'm seeing great people, important people in this nation coming together and saying, now, okay, we want to sit on the table, let us talk. But the people you want to talk with are saying, it's too late. Please, dialogue now.
They not come to pass.
The days ahead
You still,
are evil.
the chance
Dialogue now.
came and gone.
This is not a
You will never
cry
get
of
it
a
again.
baby. It's a cry of an adult. I repeat it again. Dialogue now. The Bible said, blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall be called the children of God. Please, every authority, there come a time when a revolution is about to take place. The power of gun, bombs, and bullets cannot hold an ideology. Please, dialogue now. This is not the time of, I have bullet, I have gun, I have bomb. This has nothing to do with bullet and bomb. If you know what I'm seeing in the realm of the spirit, everyone in federal authority should take the Biafra agitation serious. If you are once a founding father of this nation, sit down around the table and listen to your children. Dialogue now. This is not the time to arrest anybody. It's the time to hear the cry of the people. Dialogue now. Because it's going to be the last resultant solution at the end. But when you are asking, when the king comes down from his throne and he's saying, I'm ready to talk, and everybody is throwing stone at you, then you will know that it is important to dialogue with honor and prestige and go out and there is peace.
While reviewing
And now,
stages with
listen to
Professor
Wole
Wole
Soyinka.
Soyinka, we asked him what he thought about today's agitation for a separate state called Biafra. Here's how he responded.
I wrote an article, I remember at the time, during the war, and I said, Biafra cannot be defeated. People misunderstood what I was saying. I'm saying that once an idea has taken hold, you cannot destroy that idea. You may destroy the people, the carriers of that idea on the battlefield. Yes, this is known. But ultimately, it's not the end of the story. Otherwise, the Scots would not have gone recently through a process of trying to detach themselves from Great Britain.
That is an ideology. You cannot kill it.
Some people that caused the problem that are going to this conference. How can you ask people that created a problem to go and solve it? I've not seen where that's ever happened in the world before. So our take on it is that people are free to talk. I believe in democracy and in the right and freedom of anyone to speak. So if people wish to gather to speak on a range of issues they consider very pertinent to their problems, then we welcome it. But in terms of affecting our overall outcome or in a way trying to improve our lives, I very much doubt it. If you look at the caliber of people that are sending there to represent what I regard, unquote, Igbo interest, you will see how distressing it is that a man that killed and murdered his own people at Asaba in the shape of Obasanda Ike Nwachukwu is there representing the same people that he killed, just by virtue of the fact that his name is Igbo, which we find abominable. Someone like Nwobodo is there. Nwobodo was instrumental in the failure of Ekweme at the PDP convention in Jos in 1999. In fact, he left his own mother tongue and was speaking Hausa. He is there also representing us, so it doesn't have any meaning for us. What we're saying to them is this: if you go there and negotiate any other thing apart from Biafra, you better not come back, because our people will be waiting for that very person. The zoo has come to an end. They keep killing our people. And for how long are we going to allow this contraption concocted by Frederick Lugard to continue to waste the lives of innocent people?
Now, let me stop you there. You said something that I'm interested in. People who look at several Biafran groups and movements always look at this kind of statement, like the one you made now. Let him not come back home, otherwise he will explain to us. But we know that they will go there and they will come back home. And what will happen? You see, are you just, is this a statement that there is something that will happen? Because one of the things that happen in Africa, in Nigeria, and wherever you look at is that there are no consequences. And people who try to force consequences to be exerted end up saying things and nothing happens. What will happen to Ike Nwachukwu when he comes back home? Because you know he's not going there to negotiate Biafra. You know that.
Of course, we know that very well.
Okay.
What will happen to him is this. Already, we know that some of them live in Abuja, Lagos axis. There is nobody that speaks for the Yoruba nation that lives in anywhere in Igbo land or in Biafra land. There is no prominent Hausa person that lives anywhere in Biafra land. What we are saying to this man and his likes is that, of course, they will underestimate us because those that have gone before us have made threats and didn't carry it out. This time it is different. If we can place the name Biafra on satellite, if we can broadcast so that the whole world can hear us every blessed day, if we are in over 70 countries around the world with over 5 million listeners, there is nothing we cannot do. This time around, things are very, very different, believe you me. Very, very different, and very soon the world will hear about it. Because the only language that people in the zoo understand is the language of violence and force. After all, that very contraption was put together by Freddy Lugard by force. That's one thing people don't understand, that Lugard killed people to bring Nigeria together. And the killing of people to disintegrate the zoo shouldn't come to anybody as a surprise. Our promise is very simple. If they fail to give us Biafra, Somalia will look like a paradise compared to what will happen to that zoo. It is a promise, it is a pledge, and it's also a threat to them. They must understand this, that we've had enough of this nonsense. These criminals cannot be stealing money belonging to everybody. These same men cannot be responsible for the length and breadth of the death, the abominable things they continue to do to the people in that very country. Every day, every week, every month, and every year. We cannot allow that to continue. It's impossible for us to let that continue because this nonsense has to come to an end. What's in Ghana must happen.
Now, let me ask you, when his name was announced as the leader of the Igbo delegation, so why didn't your group question the governors that appointed him the leader of the Igbo people to the national conference?
It's because the governors you have in Biafra land are an extension of the Hausa Fulani hegemony. They were appointed by Hausa Fulani men to come and do the bidding of Hausa Fulani oligarchy in that very part of the world. So it didn't come to us at all as a surprise. Every Igbo governor you have has a Hausa Fulani godfather. Hausa Fulani people put them there. They are there to do their bidding. If you go to Imo State, you'll understand what I'm saying. Rocha Sokorocha, or whatever his name is, has single-handedly Islamized the whole of Imo State. And that very process is also ongoing in Ebonyi State. Are you talking about Theodore Oji? He is pathetic and laughable. These are the men they gave to us as IPOB. You're a journalist yourself, Okonkwo. Nobody has ever asked IPOB about Izu River. How many people he killed at Izu River and dumped their bodies there? They are also human beings with fathers and mothers. No one ever complained. These are the caliber of people, the caliber of leeches and cabals they have imposed on us. And we are here to resist it. And we shall, this year, to be very precise.
Now, let me ask, because there are the group, the Movement for the Actualization of the Sovereign Nation of Biafra. I'm familiar with the group, and I know that one of their principal ideas is that this should be done in a peaceful way. Is your group opposed to a peaceful way of achieving Biafra, or are you in support of both sides, whether peaceful or non-peaceful? What is your group behind?
I support both sides. If they give us peace, that is wonderful. If they decide to go down the route of violence, then I can give you this assurance today. Of course, your worldwide listeners and viewers may be able to note this. If they do not give us Biafra, there will be nothing living in that very zoo they call Nigeria. Nothing will survive there, I can assure you. You see, 1967 to 1970 is not 2013 to 2015. We had scientists then. Now we have men that can make things happen, even better than what we had in the late 60s. So that should ring as a warning to all of them that we are not joking. I do not believe in peaceful actualization or whatever rubbish is called. I have never seen where you become free by peaceful means. If you know, you tell me. I'm a student of contemporary history. I have never come across anywhere in history books where you get your freedom out of a peaceful process. It's never happened. Never, ever, ever.
Now, let me ask you, if you look at the world today, look at a place like Scotland, where people, the Scottish, are in the process of trying to see if they will get their own country. Basically, the way they went about it was to say, we want to be separate from the British England, and they are putting a process where they will vote, and if majority of them say they want to move, and they will move. Now, I want to ask you, do you think that if you ask majority of Igbo people today whether they should be part of Nigeria or part of Biafra, that you have the numbers that will come to your side of the argument?
Yes, we have over 98% of our people willing. The other 2% are those fathered by Hausa Fulani men as a consequence of the war. Everybody born as a Biafran, everybody born as an Igbo, Ibibio, Efik, Anangebanke, anybody born as a Jo has freedom implanted in their DNA. That is why we have autonomous communities. Have you seen anywhere in the world where you have autonomous communities? Have you seen? The answer is no. The reason why we have autonomous communities is because we are born to be free. We want to be autonomous, and that freedom must be carried right all the way to the heart of governance in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. We must make this very, very clear and abundantly clear to our people that our quest is for us to be free. You mentioned Scotland. Scotland is already a free nation. What they are seeking in Scotland is independence. We are not free and we are not independent either. So that is why the same scenario doesn't apply at all. In Scotland, as a Scottish person, you have your own parliament. You can do whatever you like. You even have what is called tax-raising powers. You can raise taxes or you can lower them as you like. The Scottish Court of Sessions is in charge of the entire legal process in Scotland.
Now, Nandi, let me ask you. I know. Why don't your group push for that in a place like the national conference that is going on now to get that kind of autonomy first, rather than now pushing for independence without whether Nigeria wants it or not?
The fact of the matter is that the structures doesn't exist. The institutions that will allow the emergence of a democratic Biafra within a peaceful setting does not currently exist in that very place you call Nigeria. Mind you, that is the name of a river. Up north, you call them Niger, which is French. If you come down a little bit, it is called Niger, which is English. And the people that live around it are called Nigerians. The only place, or part of the only place in Black Africa where you name a people after a river. I have never seen any civilized country in the world where people are named after a river. It's never happened before. The people own the river, not the other way around. By tacitly accepting the word and the tag Nigeria, what it means is that you never had any history until Frederick Lugard came, which is a fallacy, it's an abomination, and nobody should be saying that. Coming back to what you said, there is no way we can run for office as a political party. We tried it with ABGA and it did not work. These issues were thrashed out very well, is that the people that control the levers of power within Nigeria are not politically sophisticated enough to appreciate the finer point of political discourse. In other words, that disputes resolution can best be conducted within a political setting where people are civilized. And I'm afraid to say that what I see in the zoo they call Nigeria, people are not civilized.
Now, we're out of time, but let me ask you, last week, I believe, the Biafran Zionist movement claimed a responsibility for the attack at the Enugu State Government House. Are you familiar with that group, and what was the mission of that attack?
I am familiar with a lot of groups. That name rings a bell. Anybody that can do anything to disrupt the present orthodoxy of governance by a group of very corrupt cabals is welcome. In that regard, I welcome what they did at Enugu, and I hope that people can come out and join us when the time comes to overthrow the very corrupt, inept old men and women in charge of that very place, because Biafra must exist. It's our right to make sure it happens.
All right, Nnamdi Kanu, thank you so much for joining us, and we will bring you back again and see how things are going.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
When we come back, we are going to continue our discussion. We'll give you the chance to weigh in on some of these interesting topics, and during our Skype calls and feedback calls. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
God began to speak to me about Biafra, and I'm worried. I stopped somewhere last month, and I'm going to throw a little light on another one. And I pray that the authority concerned should listen to me. And it's a statement. Dialogue now, so that you should not be knocking the door for dialogue and there's no dialogue. That's what God told me. I keep saying it. I said there is a spirit in this young man. It is bigger than what physical eye can see. I'm not an Igbo man, I'm a Yoruba man, but I'm speaking as a prophet. I said what I see in this young man is bigger than him. You see, the man, the small boy that they call him, what is inside him is bigger. It's not just an ideology, it's bigger. I said, I see an animal. Which animal did I told you last time? Huh? I said what? A what? A what? A small puppy. And I say, I see a small puppy going forward. All of a sudden, I saw so many strange wild animals, lion, bear, great animals around the puppy. Then I saw the puppy look back and saw that the animals around him are so many. Suddenly the puppy, what I saw last month is different from what I'm seeing now. The puppy is developing some futures of wild animals. This prophetic word is not to the negative. It's very important. Take the Biafra agitation serious. Dialogue now. Because I see a time, doors are knocked, calls are made. People who are heady are saying we have come down, but these people are not willing to dialogue again. Please, redeeming the time, for the days are evil. Dialogue now. Dialogue now. I repeat it again. I'm not an evil man, but I'm telling you what I'm shown in the spirit. What? I'm seeing great people, important people in this nation coming together and saying, now, okay, we want to sit on the table, let us talk. But the people you want to talk with are saying, it's too late. Please, dialogue now. The days ahead are evil. Dialogue now. This is not a cry of a baby. It's a cry of an adult. I repeat it again. Dialogue now. The Bible said, blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall be called the children of God. Please, every authority, there come a time when a revolution is about to take place. The power of gun, bombs, and bullets cannot hold an ideology. Please, dialogue now. This is not the time of, I have bullet, I have gun, I have bomb. This has nothing to do with bullet and bomb. If you know what I'm seeing in the realm of the spirit, everyone in federal authority should take the Biafra agitation serious. If you are once a founding father of this nation, sit down around the table and listen to your children. Dialogue now. This is not the time to arrest anybody. It's the time to hear the cry of the people. Dialogue now. Because it's going to be the last resultant solution at the end. But when you are asking, when the king comes down from his throne and he's saying, I'm ready to talk, and everybody is throwing stone at you, then you will know that it is important to dialogue with honor and prestige and go out, and there is peace in the land.